Good morning and welcome to a year in review and plans for 2026. Happy New Year. Okay, I think you have seen a compilation of what I've been up to the past few days after, Vlogmas. So hopefully that was enjoyable to you, but I wanted to talk to you today about what I'm up to, my plans going forward. I love a new start. I love it. Okay, my name is Susie. Okay, that's enough introduction. All right, what I wanted to share. Well, first of all, I saw this thing. Okay, hold up. Denise of Earth Tones Girl on her Instagram page had shared something that Healthy Fit Bella had written. It's a post called "In January We Rest." And it talks about wintering, which we discussed last year. The idea that winter isn't for pushing or reinventing yourself. It's for conserving energy until the light comes back. If energy is low or your body wants quiet days, go with it. You can still want to feel better, eat better, move your body, find your rhythm again after Christmas, and that is care, not punishment. Some women love going full throttle in January, and that's fine too, nothing wrong with that. But there's also permission here to listen to your body instead of the noise, to rest without guilt. Now, that being said, I do love a fresh start. I love a new year. I am drinking some weight loss tea. This is something that's supposed to, I got it from Republic of Teas, and it's supposed to help curb your appetite. So I don't think it really does, but I had it and it doesn't have anything weird in it. Like, it's all natural stuff. So I'm drinking it without sugar in my new Christmas mug. Without sugar. That is huge. I am trying to cut down on my added sugar. I have cut my coffee back, the sugar in my coffee, to 1 teaspoon. And I have 2 cups a day. So I'm really pleased with that. I also have sugar sometimes in my tea, but I'm trying to cut that. But I don't know how you do it, because this smells really good. It smells like cinnamon and apples. It's a rooibos, I don't know how to say that word, tea, but it does not taste like anything except for some water. Now lukewarm water, because I've had it for a little while. But anyway, I love tea, so I don't care. I love hot tea. I do not love iced tea, which is weird since I live in Texas. Okay, what am I wearing? Oh, sorry, camera's there. I am wearing my Octopus and Yarn Balls t-shirt that I ordered for myself for my birthday, I think. I don't know, I love it. Okay, so what should we do first? Okay, so let's go over my plans for 2026. Okay, so I have 3, and this came from James Clear, who wrote The Atomic Habits, and he says you need 3 to try instead of like doing a New Year's resolution, which will fail inevitably. But more power to you if you are able to continue your New Year's resolutions. No judgment, maybe some jealousy. Okay, he says you need a physical win, a mental win, and a spiritual win every day. Last year, I watched my last year's recap of 2024, and that was on New Year's Eve 2024, and so everything was glowing then. We'd only had my husband had not had his cardiac arrest, and so we hadn't been in the hospital forever. I feel like last year was just such a blur. 2025, it was almost as bad as when I came back to work after having my third child. Like, I don't remember anything about that year, and I should, because I was in a new school. But this past year, my husband had a cardiac arrest at the end of January, and then he was in the hospital or rehab until almost the end of February, I think. It felt like a long time. Perhaps it wasn't that long, but it felt like a long time. And then he did not go back to work until July, I think. It was just a long journey. And then I retired because, well, several reasons, but most importantly, to take care of him. And I'm super glad I did. I'm so glad. So glad. My district just announced like a $200 million cut that they're having to do, and they're cutting staff, and I'm just glad I'm not embroiled in that. I really feel for teachers. It's a hard time, and this is a hard time of year anyway. Okay, but I'm tangenting. Okay, so last year I didn't do too well. It was the whole point of that story. Last year I didn't do too well, I don't think. I did, not in my physical for sure, and my body has paid for it. My knees, I have arthritis, just weight gain. I need to get back on that. My mental, I was good at reading, but not good with the doing the liturgy of the hours that I was going to pray every day. That just went by the wayside. But what I have been doing is an app called Pray As You Go. It's a really beautiful app. Do you pay for it? Is it free? I think it's free. I don't know. But it's called Pray As You Go, and it opens up. It's very liturgical. Oh, sound like thunder, but I think it's squirrels. Because there's blue sky. Yeah, it's a squirrel. It opens up with bells to call you to worship, call you to prayer. And the bells are different depending on, they come from different locations, so different church bells or whatever. And it also depends on sometimes on the music that they play. So they play then a song to get you into, the spirit. And I enjoy that as a musician. And then there is a gospel reading. It's always a gospel reading. And then a meditation. And it takes like 12 minutes, I think, is the longest. And so I listen to those in the car when I've dropped my husband off at work, or when I'm, going somewhere. I try to listen to those weekdays. I don't do the weekend ones. The weekend, there's a recap and then a reset. I should do those. Those are really pretty, but it's harder to do things when I'm at home and everybody's home. It's easier when I'm in the car and nobody's with me. So I have done that. So that's something. And then that was my spiritual. That was my spiritual, not my mental. I'm going in order from this page. I took some notes, and then I made a mistake on the notes, which you would have seen. And then my mental thing was last year. What was my mental thing? I think it was to work through the knitting bag of tricks, which I didn't touch. Did not touch. So this year, my physical is going to be move 26 minutes and 26. 26 and 26. I got this from the Happiness Podcast, the Happiness Project, Gretchen Rubin, who has some kind of happiness, something podcast. And she's done some books. So I'm doing 26 and 26. my mental is going to be reading a physical book before bed, at least 5 minutes. I'm going to try that. I stole that from my sister. I don't know if she's doing a physical book, but she's reading with music, and I don't know that I'll get that far, but I'm going to try to read in bed in a physical book so I can get out of the digital. I love the digital, but I have a bunch of physical books and I would like to read them because I love going to a bookstore, and how can I buy books if I don't read them? And then I also want to work through, I got a new book at half price. Well, no, this was from a regular bookstore. I got a new book, The Atomic Habits Workbook. Simple exercises for building the life you want. It has a bookmark as a page, a cover. So I'm going to try to go through this. I don't have a plan yet, but I'll make a plan and share it with you. I think I could just read a little section. So I'm going to work through that. And I'm also, I promise, I swear, I'm going to work through Patty Lyon's Knitting Bag of Tricks and the official workbook. Because I would like to be a better knitter. Then I'll have one of these for crochet, or I would definitely do this for crochet. But I have this and I want to work through it. That's my mental. My spiritual is to, I got at Half Price Books. They had their 20% off sale. And I got the Incredible Catholic Mass. I was looking for something like the Bible recap that people do. It's 10:37 in the morning. This is June 2nd. And I couldn't find one, like a journal or something to work through. And I'm not ready to do the Bible recap. Well, actually, I bought these before the Bible recap, so I'm not doing the Bible recap that I've heard some people do. And then this is, you can see the title, but it's A Biblical Walk Through the Mass. So I'm going to start these. This one is really old and I did not know. This is an explanation of the Mass. Our Mass is not always what I want it to be. Sometimes that's my mental state. And so I want this I just want to be better at praying. This was originally published in 1704, this Incredible Catholic Mass, and then reprinted in 1896. And then in English, so it was first published in German, then it was published in 1896 in English, and then it was published again in 1997 in this more current translation. The squirrels, there's a grackle in my front yard, and there's squirrels, and they're talking to each other, and the squirrels are like all over the place. It's so funny. Okay, so that is my physical, mental, and spiritual. And I'm proud to announce I've already done my physical. Well, not all of it. My husband is on a walking plan. His heart doctors put him on a walking plan. And for his cardiac rehab, he was supposed to be, they wanted him to go in, but then they decided because it's hard for us to get into cardiac rehab since he's still working. And so they gave us a walking plan, and we're supposed to do it together. So I'm gonna do my Rick Bueller's Get Fit with Rick stuff, but I've already ridden my exercise bike for 13 minutes today. And I completed, by the way, my January project. I am working on my Freckled Whimsy 2024 Advent socks. There's the colorway. And I picked out a beautiful green to be the cuff. I think this is Fangirl Fibers, perhaps. And then I've done my first color. Now, maybe I did it wrong because my first color is only one stripe, but it's okay because I don't like red. We'll see how this goes. What I'm going to do, I've done them on 2 socks. So I've got 2 socks going. I did that while I rode my bike and watched last year's 2024 recap so I could know what I needed to talk about for this. It was very good, and I'd forgotten I did some things. my project recap, that was fun. Depressing music, but it was fun. Highly recommend. So go back and watch it. Okay, then I went through and I have more planning to do. So my brother got me a calendar for Christmas, Gnome Sweet Home. So I'm gonna do, Gnome Sweet Gnome. I'm gonna fill out my calendar, get that sorted. That'll probably take a week. I got a new planner. I did a physical planner this year. I love a digital planner, but I am having perimenopause brain pretty hard and I need to remember things. Plus I like to take notes. And this was a gardening planner, a Dallas, Texas gardening planner, which is I live in a suburb of Dallas. And so this lady does in here everything by week of what you should plant by seed indoors, what you should plant by seed outdoors, what you should transplant, general tasks for your garden. Now she has a huge, beautiful garden. I just have a garden bed, but I hope to have 2 this coming year. Anyway, so I bought this. And as I discussed, I did not finish my year in yarn. In fact, I only did 1 month of it, which was January. I did my vision board, so I'll need to do a new vision board. What did I accomplish on my vision board? Mark's granny square blanket. Nope, didn't do that. Mom's sweater. Nope, I frogged that. And my tournament of stitches shawl, which I also frogged. That was my 3 big goals for 2025. Epic fail. What else do I need to do? In 2025, I want to feel happy and joyful, creative, filled with wonder, and fulfilled. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, and I'm gonna keep this quote. Words to live by. There are 2 ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. Sorry, I'm blocking my face. Or you can live as if everything is a miracle. Albert Einstein, which I like. But I just did January, and then we had on the 24th, it looks like from here, that's when Mark went to the hospital. And then I did nothing else. So I'm in February, I'm gonna start this up again, and the dates won't match, but that's okay. So I'm so excited. I'm a teacher, a little planner, a little plan. Okay, what did I finish in 2025? So first off, let me show you my newest things. I have 2 new things, and then 1 thing, where'd my new things go? Oh, 1 thing to carry through. Well, I have lots of whips, but 1 that I'm actively working on. Okay, first of all, Nitty Natty did a page, which I will post so you can see, but it's 2025, your total, like year in review. So my total FOs, finished objects for 2025, were 42. I don't know if that's an increase or decrease from the year before. I knit 18 projects and I crocheted 24. So that's pretty good. A lot more even. My favorite project of 2025 was my Starlight Hat, which I finished in November. I think, yes, in November I knit it for my aunt, and it had, it was a base doodle hat with a snowflake doodle. Doodle is Pacific Knit Co., Jamie Lomax's creations, and it was done in reflective yarn. So I just thought the whole thing was cool. And then my greatest yarny achievement this year was steeking the Fox base doodle headband. So I had knit a doodle headband for one of my student teachers, and then it was too big. It was foxes all around, and it was 2 foxes too big, and so I cut them off, and then I sewed the headband together. And I was it the neatest looking thing? No, but did I do it and nothing fell out? That was amazing. No stitches dropped. It's incredible. I'm so excited. I feel so empowered. Need to figure out how to do a headband that fits a person's head, but whatever. Okay, and then, yes. Okay, so I have finished my 2025 Freckled Whimsy Advent socks. I do not know what this Advent was called, but I love my socks. So I had many problems with this sock based on me, not on anything. I started on the toe. I did the toe and the minis that came with the sock set. And I decided that in DK weight, these are DK socks, that it was a good idea to have 42 stitches, 43 stitches, 46 stitches, somewhere in the 40s as my sock. Now I have size 10 wide feet. So what was I thinking? I should have done 56 stitches. And I talked about this. I did not think this was going to work, but I went ahead. I did some increases. I got up to 52 stitches, I think. I did do a cut in an afterthought heel, which I was so proud of, and I'm going to do that on my next pair of socks and fix it, because I followed Summer Lee in her sock book. She says to measure your foot from toe to back of heel, which I measured 10.5 inches, but I'm not a good measurer. I don't understand rulers or tape measures or my body, apparently. But so then it said, basically my math said to put my cut in heel at 8.5 inches. I should have put it in at 8 inches because it's a little bit too big. This would fit like maybe a size 11 foot, size 12 foot. I almost gave them to my brother, but I really wanted them. I usually knit these and then I give them to my sister, and I wanted them. Anyway, okay, so then because my calf is wide and this was not fitting and my bind off is tight, I'm not good at toe up. I'm good at cuff down, not toe up for the stretchiness. Anyway, it was just getting too tight and I was like, okay, this is not fitting. So I decided, and because I don't like these colors as much, I just like the cool colors, green, yes, blue, yes, purple, yes. I did 3 stripes of all the rest of the colors for my cuff. So the last lavendery color was 5. I just finished that off, and then for all these colors, I just did 3. I'm very pleased. I finished them just in time for the one super cold day that we've had. We had one day that got down, the nighttime temperatures were the low 30s, like 31. And then the daytime temperatures were 47. So I was very happy to have these socks to wear. They're just a little too long. I don't know what to do about that. So, okay, but I'm finished with them. Still happy because they're done. And I made them. All right, the second thing I finished is my Gnandad. Look at him. Look at him. This is a pattern by Schira of Imagine Landscapes Designs. The new things with Gnandad, she does a mystery like Advent gnome or for the winter solstice. So you start on December 1st and you go to the 21st, and it's easy clues, tiny clues. And then there is, sometimes she'll do baked like recipes from her family. And then sometimes she does a story with Gnandad. Last year we had Nana and now we have Gnandad. So the hat gave me some problems because it's color work and I was doing it on, I think I was doing it on, I can't remember what the needles are called. They look like small circulars. High-ish flyers, something like that. So 3 needles, and I had problems at the turns. So my tension's really tight, which is why it's so tucked in here, and you can't really see the cute little blips that she had for her design. That's okay. She put in suspenders. And was there anything else? Oh, the mustache was different. So she said this mustache is not good if it's a toy because these will just pull right out. But overall, I liked it. I love getting the Loopy U commemorative base And this year it was skis and a little ski pole, which I stitched. She had little leather cord, some kind of cord, and I stitched those on so I wouldn't lose them. But he is adorable, and I will put him next to Nana on the fireplace on the mantle. He's so cute. So proud. So I have one more thing that I'm working on, and my plan is to get this done by the time we put up Christmas. So this Sunday, well, Saturday for me because I got a mess on Saturday, is the Epiphany. And then next Sunday is the baptism of our Lord. And that is the end of Christmas. So 2 more weeks, and then we'll put up all our Christmas stuff. My husband wants to do it sooner, and I told him to go for it, but I wasn't helping him, so probably won't get done until I'm ready to do it. But I'm keeping all the Christmas stuff up. I'm interested to see how long we'll keep the outside lights on. It just kind of depends on what the neighbors do. We just kind of watch. I know our neighbors will keep them up through this weekend because of Epiphany, the King's Day, but I don't know if they go farther than that. So I'm going to finish up my husband's stocking. I have finished, I've shown this already, but I know the plan for the foot. I found 2 doodle charts that I'm going to do. That one of them it's going to be black with white stars. And then the second chart is black with a Washington Commanders gold and red rocket ship that kind of looks like an X-Wing fighter. It kind of looks like an X-Wing fighter from Star Wars. So I'm going to do that. My husband picked the rocket out. He didn't pick out the stars, so I just put those on there. And then I'll finish off with the red toe. And then I will be done. Oh, I got to duplicate stitch my mark because they didn't all come out. I duplicate stitched one. So that one. I has knit it, but then I tidied it up. But then, like, look at what? What are these? So, okay. Well, that was a lot. I hope you are having a great Christmas, New Year's. I hope you're full of plans or full of rest. I hope all the sparkles and goodness come to you and your family, and that you are healthy. Take that vitamin C. Keep away from people because the flu seems to be really nasty. And I look forward to sharing more with you and yarning with you in this new year. Take care.